In this video, we will see how while loop works. So this is the syntax of while loop, where first you have initialization expression, then you write while in the while bracket test expression, and then you have curly braces open and you have the body of the while loop in which you write the update expression. So what are the basic three things used here? First, initialization, second is your test expression, and third is your update expression. So this is the while loop flow chart. We see that when the while loop starts, first the condition is checked. Alright, test expression. First the condition is you're checked in the while loop. If the condition is true, then we enter the body of the loop and we update the expression. And then after executing all the statements present in the body of the loop and updating the expression, we go back to the test expression again, that is while loop condition is your checked again. If the condition is true, we will enter the body of the loop and then we execute all the statements that is present in the body of the loop and then we update the expression and again we check the test expression until the test expression, that is the condition is false, we execute the body of the while loop. So when the condition is false, we will come out of the while loop. So in the next slide,
In this program, we have to print odd numbers up to 10. So what is the output we are expecting from this code snippet is all the odd numbers that are less than your 10 should be printed on the screen. So this is the output we want on our output screen. So from this program, we can see int I is equal to 0. So I is a variable which is assigned value 0. So while I is less than equal to 10, so we compare in the test expression, as you can see of the while loop is given here, and this is your initialization expression. This was your initialization and this is your test expression, and this I plus plus is your update expression. Okay, so now we will dry run the code and see how while loop works. So I is assigned 0 and I test expression we will check whether it is condition is true or false. So I 0 is 0 less than 10? Yes, the condition is true. So if the condition is true, we are going to enter the body of while loop. So when we enter the body of while loop, the first statement is if I modulo 2 not equal to 0. So what does that mean? 0 modulo 2 not equal to 0. This is what is your in the if body. So 0 modulo 2 is your 0. 0 not equal to 0. The condition is your false. So we will not go to run the if body. We will come to the next statement, that is your I plus plus. So value of I is incremented from 0 to 1. Now this here you see the while loop body ends. That is your closing curly braces. So before we come out of the while loop, we are going to check again the test expression that is in your while loop. So now what is that I value? I value is your 1. So is 1 less than 10? Yes, the condition is your true. So if the condition is true, we will enter the body of while loop. So now we will execute the statement of the while loop. If I modulo 2 not equal to 0, that is what is the value of I? 1. Modulo 2 not equal to 0. So what is 1 modulo 2? 1 modulo 2 is your 1. 1 not equal to 0. The condition is your true. Right? So if the condition is true, we are going to execute the statement present in the if block. So what is printf percentile d I value? So what is the value of I? 1. So 1 will be printed on your output screen. Suppose this is your output screen. So 1 is going to be printed over here. Now after this statement execution, we will increment the I. We will update the this is your update expression, so I will be incremented from 1 to 2. And before we exit the while loop, we are again going to check the test condition of the while loop. Is I less than 10? That is 2 is your less than 10, condition is true. So if the condition is true, again we will enter the body of while loop, and again we will repeat the same thing, that is we are going to check whether if I modulo 2 not equal to 0. So what is the value of I? 2 modulo 2 not equal to 0. So 2 modulo 2 is your 0, because 2 is divisible by 2. So 0 not equal to 0. This condition is your false. So we are going to execute this statement, that is I plus plus. We will not enter the body of the if loop, if condition, because it is false. So I plus plus. So I value is incremented to 3, and again we are not going to exit the while loop. We will again check the test expression of the while loop. Is 3 less than 10? Yes, the condition is your true. 3 is your less than 10. So if 3 is less than 10, what are we going to? We are going to enter the body of the loop, and again we will check 3 modulo 2 not equal to 0. Your condition is 1. 3 modulo 2. Why? Because remainder is your 1. 1 not equal to 0. Condition is your true. So if it is true, we will enter if body printf I. So what I value is your 3. So here 3 will be printed on the screen. Then again I plus plus, I value is incremented to 4. Then 4 less than equal to 10. Your condition is true. Then again we will check 4 modulo 2 not equal to 0. The condition is going to be your false, right? So we will not enter if, and we will increment the value of I to 5. So this is how this code is going to run. Up to your I will be incremented, this 5 will be printed on the screen, and then 6 will be your false, then 7 is going to be printed, and then 8, 9, and your 9 is going to be printed. And when I value is 10, when I value reaches 10, then it again checks 10 modulo 2 is not equal to 0 or not. So 10 modulo 2, 2 divides 10. So 0 not equal to 0, the condition is your false. So 10 will not be printed on the screen, and I will be incremented from 10 to 11. So now we will again check the while test condition. Is 11 less than 10? Less than or equal to 10? The condition, now the while loop condition becomes false, and when the test expression of while loop becomes false, we come out of the body of the for loop. So your body of the for loop is from here to here. So we come out of this and we execute, the body is from here to here, so we execute then this statement. This is how your while loop works. Next, we can see here one more small thing in while loop, that text expression can contain two expressions in the while loop. We can join it with or, this is your or symbol. We can also join it with and symbol and a not symbol. So we can join more than one text expression using any of these operators. So this is one such example in your while loop. Next is infinite while loop. So what is infinite while loop? Infinite means your loop is going to run infinite times. Alright, so here you can see in this example I is equal to 1. So I is assigned value 1 while I is greater than 0. So 1 is your greater than 0 condition is your true. So what we are going to? We are going to enter the body of the while loop, printf I. So I value is 1. It will be printed on the screen. I plus plus. Now I is incremented to 2. Now again we were going to check while loop and 2 is greater than 0. Your condition is true. So we are again going to enter while loop body and printf I. The value of I will be printed on the screen, that is 2. Then again I value is incremented from 2 to 3 and again it will check whether I is greater than 0. Yes, the 3 is greater than 0. So again it is going to enter while loop and it will print the value of I, that is 3. And again I plus plus update. So again I value is incremented. So this you can see that always, since I is always incremented by 1, so always the value is going to be greater than your 0. So this test expression is going to be true always. And so the loop will never end and your it will run infinite number of times until your memory is full. So this is what your infinite while loop is. Now the next thing which comes under while loop is, sometimes you will see while I greater than 0 there will be a semicolon here. So what does semicolon here itself means is that if the condition is true, that is if while, that is I, if you take I is assigned value 1, so 1 greater than 0, the condition is true. So it will not enter the body of the loop because of this semicolon. And again it will execute and check the same condition, that is same, your control will flow only in this line. It will not come out of this line because this test expression is always true. That is 1 is always greater than 0. It will always be true. So your control will run here itself and it will not come out of this while loop. So this is one more version of while loop, one more different aspect of while loop. So we have seen all about the while loop.